In Southeast Asia, when we think of limousines, we tend to think of the Toyota Alphard or the Toyota Velfire, the kings in their segment. But the Chinese brand that we're looking at today is looking to shake things up. This is the Denza D9 and it is the full electric luxury people carrier, the luxury arm of BYD. Does this have what it takes to shake up the market? Let's find out. Now, if you're thinking about upgrading your family carrier to something like this Denza D9 and you want to trade in your car, try selling it with Quotes instead. Quotes helps you sell your car quickly and easily. With the new Quotes doorstep, get a professional inspection by our certified mechanics at your convenience anywhere on the island. Quotes will then auction out your car online to its wide network of dealers to bid on your car. Once bidding is complete, Quotes will update you with their best offer price at no obligation. It's that easy. To find out more, visit quotes.com.sg. That's quotz.com.sg. Now let's find out more about this car. Now, starting off in front, the Denza D9 will be available in two trims: Elite front-wheel drive single motor and dual motor Grandeur all-wheel drive. This is the Elite trim single motor, and if you've ever wondered what a Denza D9 would look like stealth out, this is what it looks like. The BYD HQ has saw it fit to see this a little bit stuffed out. So normally here will be silver strips down the middle. Typically you're going to find more silver trims around here, as well as this a little bit different from currently what you see. You're going to get full LED treatment right here and very nice little rose gold treatment inside the headlights as well as a little bit of a lip down below in this body kit that currently doesn't go out with the Denza D9s, but they will be available for purchase. So if you have a Denza D9, you can look to Denza to give you some answers on that body kit. Now let's move on to the side. Now over by the side in both trims, you're going to find 18-inch wheels on the Denza D9. This is a little bit part of the body kit, so it's a little bit different from the Denza D9 you will get out of the showroom, as well as these blacked out bits along the car and the handles as well. All your trims will be blacked out for this body kit as well. Typically, they will be silver. The Denza D9 is priced at $295,000. The single electric motor produces 308 brake horsepower and 360 Newton meters of torque. The single-speed transmission brings the car from 0 to 100 km per hour in 9.5 seconds. The 103.36 kWh battery has a 520 km drive range with a maximum DC fast charging rate of 166 kilowatts. For more details on the Denza D9 or any other car, head on to Sgcarmart.com to help you make the smart choice on your next car. Now moving on to the rear, this time you're going to find this added spoiler as well as this little kit below. These are parts of the body kit as well as all these blacked out parts of the Denza D9. But you get a very distinct light signature right here. It almost looks like something tribal or something out of Zelda Breath of the Wild. But if you open up this powered tailgate, of course, to 410 liters worth of boot space, it will not pass the anti-trolley length test, obviously, but you can see the luggage standing, anti-trolley standing, it has no problem as well. Typically, you also get a deeper boot down here. Now, Denza D9 was designed with a 777 concept in mind, meaning that it was designed to fit 7 adults with 7 backpacks in addition to 7 luggages while all seated comfortably, and they did showcase that during the launch. Now, let's check out the inside. Now, over in the rear third row of the Denza D9, immediately I feel the first contrast I want to point out to the Toyota Velfire is that it doesn't feel like as spacious as the Velfire in the third row, but I have to say that's because of the luggage space behind. But there is still plenty of leg space, there is still plenty of head space, and especially is expanded by this panoramic moonroof right here, this big rectangle, whereas in the Toyota Velfire it was more of 2 strips of moonroofs. I really like that there are third row aircon strips right here for your left and right side, USB-C fast charging, and then a couple of cup holders as well as a hook and magazine holders right here. So it is a very usable space. I can sit very comfortably. There's nobody you can pull this down for an armrest. Long journey up, if it's 6 people, you can all sit comfortably. Now over by the second row of the Denza D9 is probably where you want to be. This is the Tauke space, starting off with a huge window right here that you can pull up a privacy sunscreen for, and then you get door open and door close buttons on the door handles right here. And in the second row, they are massage enabled and ventilated. And over by the side right here, you can see on the other side, you get a 50-watt wireless phone fast charger, so you can really relax or do your work. Speaking of doing your work, you can just push this open for a tray table, so you can have a meal, use your laptop, all sorts of things. And of course, you also get a tablet right here, so allowing you to electronically control the seats, position as well as recline. And then you can do a bunch of things like control the sunshades, control the air conditioning, control the fridge right here over in the middle that can open just like that. And then you can keep your drinks inside if you want champagne, beer, what have you. And then another touch just for it to close. Everything else you can access through this tablet right here. You also can control music as well as lights. So it really is the Tauke space right here. And let's say you're going on a long trip journey up north, you can just one touch and then put this seat into relaxation mode and just enjoy your journey. And if there's nobody moving down the up and down the aisle in the middle, you can pull this up for an additional tray table space right here. The seats are wide and comfortable and really like a business class seat, so you can really just relax while you're being driven around. Now let's check out the front. A space that I wouldn't complain about being inside here in this Denza D9 also is the driver's cockpit. Now here is the Denza area. You can see elements of their BYD design flowing through, especially down here in the center console. It is very much a BYD design and platform. You can see your drive mode, which is a very welcome touch. All of your physical controls right here, even down to the physical gear shift, physical aircon controls, giving you a lot of functional control while you're driving, so you don't have to look down. But if you want that digital touch, there's also this massive 15.6-inch infotainment display with wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay, and a wireless fast charging pad right here in front of the aircon area. Lots of leather, soft touch material all around, very nice, as well as a huge screen right here. This one is very nicely integrated into the dashboard. Everything feels very nice. Then the rest of the cabin is filled with gloss material, this wood grain material, ambient lighting shining through, and then this color contrast gives it a very nice look all around the cabin. Over here is a fabric type material, but if you go for the Grandeur all-wheel drive, this is going to be Alcantara, and then you're going to get a massive heads-up display right here. The front passenger and the driver will get front ventilation in addition to front massage, while in this Elite single motor front-wheel drive, you only get front ventilation for the driver and the front passenger. Over here, you get still a very deep cubby space, 2 cup holders, and a little bit of a floating storage space right here. You get a DIN Audio 14 speakers sound setup inside here, which makes the sound really clear. It's another one of the sound systems that I really like. So inside here, you're gonna feel very comfortable and with a touch of luxury. If there's one thing that I have to complain about, it is that it still has some sort of Chineseism where the menus, while they are extremely functional and they serve their purpose, they can tell you whether any of your ADAS are on, any of your, let's say your tire pressure is on, but it's also done in a very functional sort of way where I feel like it could be refined, or it could be done even better just to refine that Denza touch. But other than that, the cabin still feels very nice. I especially like this wood texture. It really does add a little bit more character to the whole vibe of the car and just makes you feel more comfortable overall. Of course, if you want that added bit of luxury, you have to go for the all-wheel drive trim, and it also comes with a digital rear view mirror. Now, does this car drive as well as it looks? Only one way to find out. So, driving Denza Elite trim, what does it feel like? Well, it feels easy to drive. It is quite simple. And in some senses, it still feels like a regular car because you have all your controls here, even your pretty standard gear shift. And I like that about BYD's design. It doesn't feel too foreign of a car. In terms of power, it has plenty of power, even in this single motor trim. It's even on 90 on the highway, you still get plenty of that torque. So perhaps the all-wheel drive dual motor is a little bit too much, but you know, there's always some people who want that extra little bit of power. Me, I would think that this single motor trim is just nice. If any car were to get heavy and need a big battery down below, I would think it's best suited for a luxury MPV of this size. After all, when you're fetching 7, you just need batteries down below, and it gives you a very comfortable drive. Your center of gravity is well weighted. You get instant power from that motor down below. Typically, when you're driving large MPVs of the past, you're thinking about engine in front, front heavy, whereas this is very much bottom heavy. 103 kilowatt hours worth of batteries down below. It suits this really well, and single motor I think is already enough. Even though it's not super fast on the Century Sprint, it feels fast enough for everyday travels. Now, in terms of silence inside the cabin, you can hear, even with the radio off, the fan off, it is pretty much silent. That's because of its electric drive. Even though a size of this, it is still relatively aerodynamic, so even going at 90 on the highway, you don't really hear any of that wind noise. Sunshade is open and the sunroof is not open. It's still very well insulated. It is a sort of refined luxury that you don't need to prove how fast you can go. It's a car that makes you feel good just driving it. Now, in terms of safety, this car has pretty much all of the safety systems. I think by now you would probably be very familiar with the BYD setup. Everything from the Dolphin to the Seal to the Atto 3. They've got lane keeping assist, blind spot monitor, active cruise control, so you got your level 2 self-driving, blind spot monitor, rear cross traffic. Pretty much all of that is by now standard fare inside a BYD as well as Denza product. So all of your safety, I think, is sorted. In terms of handling, if you are going for the dual motor all-wheel drive grandeur trim, you're going to get a slight benefit. That is with the Disu's C intelligent damping suspension system, which I think pairs perfectly with the car's 103 kilowatt hours and the motors down below. So it gives it a very nice center of gravity, and then together with the intelligent damping system, whether you're going around humps and bumps inside the car parks or wows and waves on the highway, the car will feel just as comfortable. And having driven the all-wheel drive dual motor, I have to say, it really is a treat, whether it is you're going slow or fast. And when it comes to the night, where the lights light up, the ambient lights light up the cabin, it really feels like a night lounge. It's something that previously those large MPVs would modify their cars to feel like. If you don't like that kind of flashiness, you can easily turn it off, but that capability is found inside the car when you buy it. So, the Denza D9, is this car a will buy, won't buy, or go try? Well, I really want to say go try, but I feel like I really have to say that this car is a will buy, because after all, this is a 7-seater MPV, electric luxury MPV with 103 kilowatt hours worth of battery range. It's well kitted, you got a premium sound system, massage seats for the middle row, massage seats for the front row if you're getting the all-wheel drive dual motor, in addition to heads-up display and a few other features. It's really hard to not say that this car is gonna be a will buy. After all, this car right now is $285,000. $285,000. I remember during the launch when they announced the price, it really is quite mind-boggling. And I believe if we attribute it to the managing director, Mr. James, he does say that he had to push really hard to fight for this price. And you kind of see why. If you look at the amount of fittings that they put inside a car like this, again, ventilated seats, 103 kilowatt hours battery, 777, all that. I mean, your third row, I would say, isn't as spacious as something like the Velfire, something like the Staria, but it's still they still make up for it with a very usable boot space. And all of that, with all of that electric EV, BYD warranty, E-Platform 3.0, so you know it's kind of a tried and tested system. I would be scratching my mind to think of a reason to not buy this car. If you are on something of a much tighter budget, there is something comparable in terms of size, and that would be the M9, whether you're thinking the MG9 or the Maxus Mi-Fan 9. That is a sizable 7-seater electric car, albeit with a slight cut in its battery size, as well as I would say it's not as premium fittings as this Denza. If you are, I think, looking at competitors or looking at alternatives to this, I would say currently the closest alternative in terms of segment, in terms of price, together would be the Volkswagen ID Buzz 7-seater Pro. And that is coming in at, I believe, some $310,000. This may not have as luxurious an offering or targeting, but that car is a car that's full of character and heritage. If it's between the two, I believe while they serve rather similar purposes, they might come in at rather different targetings, and that's why. But I still feel that this car, for all it's bringing, is going to be a very, very attractive option. If you're looking at something up the range like the Zeekr 009, that is also coming in close to $400,000, so it's about $100,000 more, albeit with bigger batteries, and it could be argued that certain functions would look nicer in one than the other. So that's why this car, I would have to say, is a will buy. So that's it. That's our review of this Denza D9 Elite. What do you think? Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Let us know down in the comments below, as well as any other car that you'd like to see us try or any other feature on this car you want to know more about. Do leave it in the comments below and I'll read every single one of these. Now, if you've made it this far, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any of our future uploads. And lastly, do follow us on TikTok for the fun stuff. We are at Sgcarmart. Thanks for watching. I will see you on the next one.